Good morning, DIY Dad here again. I'm back at home. I'm feeling quite rough. This hay fever I've been having all week, it actually is some sort of cold thing that my youngest has been having. She's been a bit ill and a bit of a temperature and a cold, but it's actually some sort of cold, so I'm feeling pretty rough this morning, but that's okay. Because we have things to fix still. What a surprise. Today, well, I was driving home yesterday, I was thinking, these tyres on this van's really noisy. They're modern snow tyres. I thought, they're not normally this loud. So, my first thought was, oh, I bet there's a wheel bearing that's making that noise. It's like a really loud tyre thrumming noise. So, yeah, I jacked it up this morning and the passenger side rear is wobbly. So, we're doing a wheel bearing today on the rear of the van. I was planning on doing the front track rod thing. I think I might do that as well. And then I looked at the rear pads, and it looks like the rear pads need doing. I've got those anyway, so I might as well do those as well. So it looks like we're in for a car weekend, and the other half's car's going in for MOT, so we need to MOT check that. So what we'll do, we'll go around that car, we'll check everything you need for the MOT, we'll go into the bonnet and do all the checks that you should do weekly as well. So this is the bearing here. This is a nice big chunky bearing, so this is what we're going to be changing today. So I'm hoping it doesn't rain because I've got loads to do today. So we'll get on and I've got to take I've had the wheel off already. We need to take off the brake caliper. And then we basically undo a nut through the middle and the whole hub comes off, and then you have to press the bearing out of the hub. So we're going to see how that goes, because I've not done one of these before. Again, every day's a learning experience. We'll see what happens. We'll go from there. Hello, DIY Dad again on the van. Right, things have escalated as usual. So we're now in for a wheel bearing and a new brake caliper, because I'll show you this. This is, as you can see, that is ruined. The piston looks like it's probably seized. The rubber bush is all gone. It's just knackered. So yeah, we're gonna have to do a caliper next. Now, I've done a caliper on the other side, so it's obvious that this one's probably due as well. So I'll have to go back to the shop and we'll go and get a caliper and we'll be back again. Hello, DIY Dad here again. Right, so we're on trip 2 to the car place. Now, DIY Dad tip of the day in the middle of this video, repairing everything that seems to be breaking again today. If you need parts for your car, don't go to Halfords because they're very expensive. If you do go to Halfords and they have what you want, look it up online. And they will price match. For example, I've been in there for a windscreen wiper before because I was next to it, and it was like 40 quid for a windscreen wiper. It's like, hell, that seems a lot. So I looked it up online and showed it to them. Said, look, you can get it for like 12, 15 quid here online. And they said, all right, we'll match that then. So they're making a hell of a profit off everything. It's just, it's a lot. So basically, they're really expensive. If you do go in, look it up online. With the part number, it's on the box in Halfords. Find an equivalent and they will match the price. Alternatively, go somewhere better. There's Eurocar parts, but more recently I've used a company called TMS. And they tend to keep parts on the shelf. Nowadays, car parts are pretty much all interchangeable. So parts for my VW van will fit all kinds of other cars and things. For example, a brake caliper probably fits about 20 or 30 other cars. So they stock specific things that fit lots of different things. So all you need to do, you go in with your number plate, they'll look it up, give you the right part. That's much better. And also, I've noticed that the people that are in Halfords now, they tend to be employing sort of almost retired people that are, that are bored, I suppose, but they're not. Unfortunately, it's not their fault. They're not knowledgeable about car parts, because Halfords is now it's an accessory company. It's a car accessory company. They don't really do car parts and things anymore. You can get engine oil and tools and things in there, but they don't sell brake calipers and things like that. So really, they're becoming a fashion shop, I suppose, for cars more than anything. So DIY Dad tip of the day: if you need car parts, go to somewhere called Eurocar Parts or TMS, and you can go between the two because TMS might be cheaper for some parts and vice versa for Eurocar parts. So, but again, as usual, I'm in a rush. I've got the old wheel bearing out now. I had to beat it with a hammer for ages. So just need to clean up the housing, reassemble that, then put the caliper back on that I've got, new caliper, put new pads on, reassemble all of that. Then I'll put new pads in the other side, which I couldn't do last time because I didn't have a brake caliper wind back tool, which I then bought cheap online. So I've got that. I've had that in stock ready for this job. So that'll be 2 new calipers on the back of the van, a new wheel bearing, and new brake pads. And then I might do the front track rod if I feel like I can be bothered. And then, if I can be bothered again, I need to go check through this car here that I'm in, the Seat, for its MOT. But this car's been pretty good, and it's actually never failed an MOT, so that's good. So right, I'm going to go back now, sort that out, start working away on that, and we'll see where we get to. Hello, DIY Dad, we're on the way back to go and fix the van. Now, this is quite amusing. I was talking to an old chap who was in TMS, the car place, and he was having one of those days that we all have, and he was saying that now he's retired, he's actually busier than when he was at work. And he's one of these people, a bit like me, that does everything himself and pretty much can do anything. So he's on with it at the moment. He was saying, oh, I had someone ask me if I could, could I put a garden shed up for them? I said, yeah, I could put a garden shed up. And then when he got there, it was mentioned that it's actually like a 6x8 shed, a great big, almost like a workshop. Oh, and by the way, it needs a massive concrete base putting in as well. So no, it's not just putting up a garden shed. It's a building project. He's been doing it for 2 weeks. So it's one thing to look out for when you get good at this sort of thing. You'll find that you'll get asked by people. Oh, while you're there, can you do this for me? And can you do that? And I get asked to do people's cars quite a lot, but I don't really have the time. I'm too busy fixing the stuff at work and fixing my own cars. Trying to save us money. So I don't really get the time to do that. And fixing other people's cars when you're actually qualified is actually a bit of a grey area, I suppose, if they have an accident. I don't know, are you in for it? I don't know, really. So I don't tend to do it. But, home mechanics is still okay at the moment. I look after both of our cars. There's always a way to get something out. The wheel bearing had to beat it with a big hammer, but it's out. So that's good. So just on the way back now, and we'll try and assemble it all. I'd like to do something with the kids this weekend as well if I get time. So tomorrow I might get my eldest going with the power drill, and we might drill some holes and things in some wood and see how she gets on with that. But we'll see, because I think she's coming down with this cold now as well. So never mind, that's life. So yeah, let's go and get this back together now. And remember, if you do get sort of good at all this stuff, that you're going to get asked to do stuff for other people a lot, and it's not, it's okay to say no, because if you're too busy, you just end up wearing yourself out. So yeah, look out for that. And I was always taught when I was younger, someone I worked with said never work for friends and family for free, because then you're always going to be doing it, and you're always going to be busy, and you're never going to have any money then, because you're just doing stuff for free for everybody. So it's up to you whether you do that, but if I can help somebody, I'll help them, and they help me, that's fine. If it's a two-way street, that's fine. But if you get, you can't get people that ask you to do stuff all the time, and they just think, oh, I'll get him to do it. But it doesn't really happen to me at the moment, so that's good. We'll go back and we'll continue to fix stuff. Hello, DIY Dad again. Right, we have the new wheel bearing. I've installed it in the housing. Now the best way to do that is always put grease around the new bearing so it slides in. Clean up the housing, get some sandpaper, clean up the housing inside so nothing makes it stop or get stuck on anything, and then because I made a few dents in it when I was bashing it out, just tidied them up. Put some grease around the bearing, slide it in, tap it in slowly, all the way around the bearing, tap it in carefully, and then you can use, so you don't damage the new bearing, put the new bearing over the top of the old bearing, and use that as the sort of like the bit you're going to destroy. Hit it with the hammer. You're going to have to hit it quite hard. It'll go in. lots of older vehicles use taper bearings. These are like a roller bearing, a sealed roller bearing, a double roller bearing because they're so wide. Where's the race? The race is... I've lost it. Here. So you've got two races of ball bearings like that, and that fits inside that cup. And there's one either side. So this one is basically just one out. So yeah, taper bearings used on older vehicles. They can be harder and easier to install, depends on what's going on. So the next thing I've got to do, this shaft here, I need to tap that into the bearing, actually inside the bearing there. So that's my next job. You can buy tools like pullers and things to pull things in and out, but I don't have any of those things. So a lot of people do things just with hammers. Some garages do it as well anyway. So it's not the end of the world. So we're getting there. The next job is hopefully fairly simple. I've said it now, haven't I? Is putting the caliper on. So yeah, we'll just keep going and see where we get to. Hello, DIY Dad here again. Right, we're getting there. Wheel bearings on, new calipers on. Just bled the brakes with the help of the other half. Bleeding brakes is quite simple. Basically, you just undo the bleed nipple at the back, which is this bit here. This bit here. Undo that bleed nipple. Put a little pipe on it. Put it into a jar, which I've got somewhere there. So that, and then you get somebody to pump it up and down until until the fluid comes out clear, no bubbles, and that's it. So yeah. We're nearly there now. We've just got 100 other jobs to do and then we're done. Hello again, DIY Dad updates. We failed today, I'm afraid. We've got a pile of parts here, old parts here, which are all destroyed. So there's the old caliper which is seized, the old wheel bearing and the old pads. And there's the old inner track rod there as well, and there's a broken ratchet as well there, which is fantastic. So yeah, we failed. So I've done the wheel bearing, I've done the caliper, I've bled the brakes, I've put the pads in, both new brake pads in both sides. But when I came to do the front track rod ends, the nut on the outer track rod was sort of seized on, and I heated it up, got it going, heated it up, WD-40'd it, heated it and heated it and heated it until I just couldn't do anything with it, couldn't get it off. So I ended up cutting it off with a grinding, like a thin grind, like a slitting disc, and it damaged the thread slightly. And I had a new nut to go on it in stock, but it just didn't work. Couldn't do it, so I can't. Basically, I need a new outer track rod, which is like an 18 quid part, but everyone's shut now because it's later on Saturday. So that's the end of that. I'm stuffed. So it looks like Monday morning I'm gonna have to. It's like an hour job left to get it going, but it looks like I'll be going into work later Monday, just because I haven't got a van, because I need one part because nowhere's open. So fantastic. So I failed a bit today, but I feel a bit awful at the moment. So I think we're gonna go in. I think we'll do some cooking, get some nice dinner for the kids going. Well, let's do that. Make myself feel a bit better. So right, we'll speak again.